Ladies and gentlemen, this is my wife. That was the same introduction that we did
Okay.
about a month ago back in Germany when we made a video called Discovering Your Secret Chess Account.
Mm-hmm.
And people really liked that video.
Yeah, I saw the comment section. It was very well received.
So we're back today with episode 2 of my wife playing chess. So how has your chess journey been since that video?
Since that video, I set a goal of 1500 for myself. At the time, I was in the 700s.
What? Did you? No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did. I said I would like to be GM, but I'll settle for 1500.
Okay.
I was like 730 at the time. I'm not in the 600s for Blitz.
Mm-hmm.
So we actually took a step back, but it's okay because adversity is a privilege. I'm happy to be here with my live game review.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've been grinding every single day, so excited to get your feedback on my progress.
And you have made big improvements in your openings.
Yes, absolutely.
Thanks to
Chesley. I love Vienna, and that is your flagship course on Chesley. So
yeah,
I've been grinding. So you'll notice with all my games as white, the first 2 moves are very, very solid. Never get those 2 wrong.
Yeah, we have one major white game today. It's a really major game.
Okay.
So just to fill people in,
I don't know what games you picked, by the way.
Yeah, today the theme of the video is I selected 3 of your most absurd games that if you were not my wife, which would be a terrible timeline to live in because you absolutely are my wife, these games would have been selected. Good candidates for the How to Lose at Chess series.
Okay.
But then we will have episode 3 where we will look at your best games, and I will just tell you honestly, I've already told you this off camera. You, in the last few weeks, have become an incredibly strong chess player.
Okay, thank you.
But we still have to, we got to keep you humble, brother. So we gotta get into it today.
Okay.
Also, nice shirt.
Oh, thank you. This is my coach.
All right. So, this game.
This is a rapid game.
Yes, this is a rapid.
Yeah, it says the time, but I'm saying because I said I was 600, but
Blitz.
This is rapid.
Blitz, yes. But rating has also deflated. A lot of people are 600 and 700, and they're, actually a lot stronger than before. All right, very powerful opening.
What did I say? Vienna.
Absolutely. Very nice. Vienna looking nice and juicy. And here, Chris from Canada plays queen to f6. Powerful response. Already, white is much better. When I know you get really annoyed when people play stupid openings against you.
Yes.
So this will be a nice lesson for anybody that a lot of people who watch this will be in your shoes. They're like, I don't get it. I also play my openings and my opponents play this stupid stuff. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this is a person that's trying to play like a scholar's mate and wants to, but they never played this move.
Right.
So the general rule of thumb here is if the opening is going stupidly, you can just stick to just castle.
Mm-hmm.
I guess you went here because I gave you the lesson to castle that way.
Yes,
and
you did.
And then you were like, all right, I'm gonna
I'm gonna listen.
That's
to
fine.
My coach.
This is fine. This move is fine. Opponent fires off another pawn move. The advantage is going up to +3 because what is the best way to meet an attack on the edge of the board?
Do I launch my own pawns?
Yes, in the center.
Okay.
So the computer is like, you just poke a hole in his inflatable noodle, and then he sinks.
Mm-hmm.
But you went here, which is fine, solid. He attacked you, and then you were like, that's kind of ass. I gotta go back. And then here he played b5. And so at this point, this is the only move. But now the game gets really hype. So you decide that the best way to respond to losing a bishop is to also lose a knight. That was it's like yo, chill. I feel like when people play stupid stuff against you, you get really mad. You're like, I'm trying to destroy them for playing stupidly.
Yeah, I do get really mad because one, they're not respecting the game. They're not principal players. And then I get really confused because it's moves I've never seen before. So I have a hard time sticking to my actual opening.
You probably thought the rook was trapped.
Rook?
I feel like you were like, his rook is trapped.
Yeah, that would be really smart. I don't know what I was thinking, but yeah.
Yeah,
that would be really smart.
He went here.
Okay.
And then you were like, damn. But actually, it's gonna listen. It takes 2 to tango. Okay. So now you're like, all right, I'm gonna develop my bishop, and I'm gonna castle. So everything is good. Like, and your opponent goes here, which is like really genius move because you just took his bishop. like, like you just got the bishop here, and man, like super calmly blocked this attack, and then he just immediately forgot about it,
Okay,
and you
fantastic.
took his bishop.
Yeah.
And now you went back to d5.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Riveting gameplay. Now, I'm actually really impressed by his move. He went queen a6.
Okay.
Right? So he's attacking your pawn.
Uh-huh.
You responded with a3, very principled move.
Uh-huh.
He took, you took. Okay, normal. Now the game really gets bananas. So he actually plays a really good move here. He plays the top move of the computer, which is b4.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, he has bishop, pawn, rook, queen. This is like pretty scary, actually, right? Here it's impossible not to blunder with white. Like the lines of the top computer move is here, which
that makes sense.
Right, because you triple fork him. How'd you not see that?
I mean, that's a very good question.
You like
absolutely. That was not my best. I was not playing out my best here.
No, but I feel like here it's very easy to blunder. But you still had the same idea.
Okay.
You threatened this. He went here, which is a good move. You took because you were like, I don't get it. If he takes with the knight, I have a fork.
Yeah, exactly. I can still go for the same idea.
He could take with the queen, but he said, "No, I'm not doing that." So you took. Okay. And then he went here. And then you went here. This is actually genius.
Thank you.
Like you saw
but he's still winning.
Can you see why he's winning? Always look for checks. He have?
He can check me somewhere? He have?
Only one.
The queen check, but that doesn't work.
Yeah, there's no queen checks. Who can attack you here? Gotta be a
bishop. Oh yeah.
He has this.
Yeah.
What's the problem with this move? And on the next move, he's gonna take your queen. But the best part is, he no saw. But he's still winning because this is still a threat.
Okay.
You were like, all right, I take. Now he can take the pawn, or he can give you a check, and then he can take your queen. But he was like, I'm not doing any of that. And then you went here, which is actually super fire. This is like a really genius move.
You told me to always trade if you're up material, so and the queen is very close to my king.
Yes. And he went here, so you took his queen, and now you're completely winning.
Oh, fantastic.
Now, all right, you got a 50-50 shot here.
Okay.
Do we run and hide amongst our pawns in a super sheltered establishment, or do we run butt-ass naked in the middle of a field? Where are we going, dude? It's like pouring rain, you know? Are we gonna run butt-ass naked in the middle of the field, or are we gonna hide amongst our pawns?
Hear me out.
Right?
I think running out in the open, it's really gonna shock your opponent. You win on shock factor, not by logic. What did I do?
OG middle of the field. I mean, here's what I'll say. Like, normally you don't ever put the king in the middle, right? Because it's always stupid.
Right.
But as you get closer to the end game, you know, you're gonna. This is a lesson for you and everybody. Yeah, what are you gonna say?
You know what I was also thinking? Well, I don't remember what I was thinking during this game.
Same.
But looking at this, I always think if the bishop is on dark squares, he's not going to do any damage on the light squares. That's why I went to the left, because his bishop is useless. He can bring the rook, but I can keep hiding on the light squares, and it'll be okay.
Yeah. I mean, that explanation actually makes sense. But somehow in chess, sometimes you make an explanation, and you're like objectively incorrect, because you're like, well, he can attack me here, but then you can block, and also you can run to a much safer shelter, whereas here nothing can stop the attack. And actually that's what ends up happening. Like he comes back, and so now you have to stop his knight from coming, right? Because his knight is also going to come in. I guess so look, he went here attacking your pawn. Now you were like, I'm not letting you take my pawn, that's crazy. But then he took this one, and now this is actually a much more serious threat. So it's very easy to react to a threat, right? Because you immediately see this. But you also need to pause and be like, wait a minute. like, is this really, like, does he have any other threats? And he does.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why the computer really wants to go here, or at least bring a knight. Because now you're in trouble.
I was hoping he would take me en passant, because no beginner player ever passes up an en passant, even if it is the losing move.
You know, in chess, sometimes you make a very logical explanation for things, but then it turns out to be just the same reasoning. Yeah, I mean, I feel like, no joke, there's going to be like several thousands of people who watch and go, I thought my opponent would take en passant, that's crazy. But first of all, I don't think he even remembered this.
Yeah, he doesn't know that rule.
Yeah, and second of all, yeah, he found the best move. I mean, he just looked for something he could take, so he took it. It's like normal beginner play. Sure. And then check, and now your king is in the line of the rook, and yeah, double check, and he has a fork, which he found, but your rook can go take a pawn with check. You're a super genius, but now it's really unfortunate because this rook is hanging, and the only way to, right, so then, all right, now it's an endgame. Now God help both of you. This was the craziest endgame I've ever seen. Man went here, setting up an attack on your king, but it's a dark squared bishop, and everything you have is on a light square. But okay, fine, we get out of the way. Now we repeat moves, but you know, you're not a baby. You're not trying to make no draw. H3. He tries to promote. You go to stop the pawn. He gives you check. Now you're getting into low time. Okay, now rook d5, and at some point there was a crazy sequence of events here.
Okay.
So you took on g4.
Okay.
He went here. What's the first thing you see when you see this move?
Nothing. Nothing comes to me right now. It's, oh, it's free.
Yeah, it's free. G5.
Yeah.
Okay.
I definitely did not see that in the moment. I did not see that today.
No, you saw it. All right, is this still free?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's super free. But here, what's funny is if you trade rooks, it's like he loses all remaining pieces.
Sure.
So since you're up in this endgame, you should trade the rooks. Trade the rooks. Because
I was worried I won't be able to queen with my 2 pawns and my king on the left side.
You're right, but you have a third pawn.
Oh, I see.
Then you'll probably win this pawn and hopefully win this pawn. Then you got all the boys.
Okay.
2 pawn advantage in the endgame. Trading rules still apply. That shit is still free.
Okay.
Now then you were like, all right, G6.
All right.
And then here I remember he took your knight, and then you were like,
I said it's okay
because your pawn is gonna promote,
and the king can't get past my rook.
But he can stop you. Then you went here. He didn't take. So now you're winning. You're genius. You had to go rook f8 check and then promote. So whenever you have a pawn on the last rank, second to last rank, and the king is on the last rank, you check and queen. Check and queen.
Did I do that?
I mean, you wanted the pawn.
Exactly.
And he went here. That's actually low-key genius, because it, instead of hanging a pawn, he hangs a bishop, which you absolutely... Oh, wait, I actually thought you saw it. But, okay, there was rook e5 to win his bishop, but here it got even more fun, because he went here.
Okay.
So now what can you do?
I should promote it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Monster.
Great.
He goes here.
Take his rook.
Take.
Take.
Now it's over.
Okay.
Queen here.
Thank God.
No, there's one last plot twist.
Oh, okay.
You took his pawn.
Okay. I hung my queen.
But did you know that you were simplifying to a winning king and 1 pawn versus king endgame?
You really give me a lot of credit.
I think you knew that. I feel like you knew that, like, take, here, like c4, king e6, like even c5, king d7, king b6, you had opposition in the long run, right? And then you were going to win.
Yeah, of course. But I was low on time.
Yes. That is the one exception to this game, is that once you get below like 90 seconds, you know, you actually are like me. You play all your clutchest moves with no time on the clock, and then you like always overthink when you actually have a lot of time.
Right.
Yeah, in this game, the opening, don't get frustrated when they're playing stupidly.
Okay. When
they attack you with flank pawns, generally the best thing to do is strike in the center. Like this, even on move 4. Because in the opening, you're supposed to do certain things, right? I teach you like, oh, you're supposed to. But everything of supposed to goes out the window when they do stupid stuff. That's when you start like punishing them. Get these pieces, like pawn takes, take with the... And suddenly you have 5 pieces out. And then 6 pieces out. And then 7 pieces out. And they're stuck here eating their own boogers. So...
This game wasn't that bad.
No, it was very chaotic. You haven't played like that many bad games. Like, I mean, dude, people send me games where I want a lobotomy. Like, I want one. I don't even think they deserve one. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
These are Blitz games.
Okay.
Here you played somebody from South America. This game was wild. This is a wild game. Blitz game. So these games are like super, super fire. All right, so here.
Another principal player.
Yeah. Queen d3 is crazy. Now, I have many questions about this move.
Okay. It's because Miss Amelia was playing so stupidly that I said, you know, I could give her my bishop and I'll be fine, probably.
That's crazy. Yeah. I feel like when people play like crazy openings against you, they like really, I feel like they get in your head a little bit.
They do.
But her next move is really impressive. You had a feeling. You took. Now, we up a queen. The game plan needs to be what?
Simplify.
Yes, like get pieces out, which you did. Dude, if I'm you, I just take the knight. Just like especially up a queen. You can trade pawns. You can
Knight for bishop is bad.
Yeah, but not when you're up a queen. I don't even. Wow, I don't even remember this move. Okay, knight c6. Oh, she's trying to unpin.
Yeah.
She's trying to move the knight. Yeah. Okay, now when I see this,
she could have just blocked.
She could have blocked. You're right. Does this have a threat?
No, but she's trying to protect the pawn that was previously hanging.
Fact.
Which I was going for with my knight, by the way.
Which you attacked. Very nice. And then you took.
Okay.
Then she went here. I would just take the knight. There's a nice little way you can simplify here. This is hanging. How do you quickly simplify again?
I would go knight b3, actually.
Yep. And then? Right?
Yeah.
Okay, easy. We just took off 2 pieces. Now we got to get the queen out. Boom. Start pushing the pawns, right? Trade some pawns. I've told you this when we don't make videos also, but pawn play is like super important. You play a lot better when the board is open and when you can actually see and get around the pawns. You went here, so she pushed you out a little bit. This is still, well, it's not a fork anymore. It's fine. It's not a bad move. We have to use our pawns. Like we have to get to the king, so we have to use our pawns. That is using our pawns, but the position stays closed. You don't even think here. Take the knight. Good. I would trade some pawns. Like, every move, I want to trade something. Yeah, see, I get it, because you're, like, improving move. But trade some pawns. Okay? You're, like, mad hyped about this trade. Attack the knight. Force it to take your bishop. Okay, fine. We going for the pawn? What do you do here?
Take it.
Absolutely. Now you can't go here. But I'm still looking for okay, you take a free pawn probably. Oh, you genius. Okay, she's smart. She's not letting you. This is a free bishop.
Okay.
Because no longer protected.
Yeah.
But she attacked your. Now here you have a really fancy way to simplify. You can sack your queen for the rook.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm never gonna do that.
No. But count the material. You end up with
2 rooks.
2 rooks.
Yeah.
But fine. We don't sack.
I can't say no to a free pawn.
You're right.
Ever.
All right.
Another free pawn.
Yeah, you didn't take the free pawn in the game.
Okay.
And you had a few moves you could have made. But you went here. This move is problematic. Why?
Why did I go there?
Do you see why it's problematic?
I don't see why it's problematic, but I also don't see why I played it.
Yeah. Well, you were like, I'm under attack. I gotta move my queen.
Oh, I'm gonna get forked.
Yes. Always look for checks. Yes. That's why it's in the video. Here. Okay. We are still winning, but we gave back the queen. Okay. We are only still winning because we are up pawns. Okay.
Now it's a fair game.
Yeah, but I thought you said you could beat her up a queen. This was crazy. I don't know why this move happened. Okay, here. Now it's getting stressful. Oh no. Did you slip? Did you mean to go here?
I must have slipped. Must.
I really hope so. We're not done. We're not done. It looks like you're losing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you are getting kind of cooked here. What is your one remaining most important asset?
My bishop.
No.
It's the only thing I got.
No. You got something else.
Okay.
That's the easy answer, but what is your most important remaining asset?
I don't know.
Yeah, you do.
What?
I don't mean like just like what is one strength of your position that your opponent doesn't have?
I have more pawns.
Correct. Where?
And
Where are the pawns? Where are the pawns that are extra? 1-1.
to the left.
Yes, this is your
Okay.
asset.
Okay.
So you gotta push these boys.
But they're just like super lined up and
I mean,
stuck. What am I supposed to do?
I mean, I'm aware it's +5, but you have to push the pawn. You have nothing else because you're not gonna break. But this is the way you have to think about it. And guess what? You went here, which is fine because you can actually take this pawn. But then you went here, and then you went here, and she never took your pawn. You should have defended that one. But okay, she didn't take the pawn. And you start pushing. And now she goes here, and then you went here, and she took this pawn. And she didn't see this, so all of a sudden you're low-key cooking because she can't promote. And if these pawns start coming up the board, it's going to be really stressful. And that's exactly what you did. She tried to push. She lost. First of all, I don't even know how white man. She lost all 3 pawns 3 moves in a row. She straight up went here, here, and here. I don't know what there was to think about. All right, now you push the pawns again to h6, like king to h6. You have 2 minutes, and then she went here attacking your bishop,
okay,
and then you took. Nice. And now you're just completely winning. And then you went here. Apparently this is a draw. Apparently you should have pushed the pawn here first. All right, you went here, and then you brought your king. This was like super fire. This is genius, by the way. You see what you did here? You jumped through, went here.
Yeah.
Perfect, because we learned about shouldering.
Yeah. Absolutely, that was premeditated. And
then she sacked, and she went the wrong way. By the way, even if you don't have a bishop, this is winning, because your king is in front of your pawn, right? Red carpet. We talked about this. And then you... And she resigned. If there was audience, they would be like super cheering. This would be like super fire game.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree.
So what we got to do now is not blunder the bishop on the 3rd move.
Yeah.
That was crazy. That was mad disrespectful. You said you could give her a bishop and still win.
I won.
You did win. Yes. But in this game, the mistake that you made was you didn't simplify fast enough. The longer you let your opponent in the game, what ends up happening is 2 things. First of all, they get more confidence. And second of all, you get less time. Okay, so here, take the knight. Fork, take the bishop. You didn't do that, and so she stayed in the game for a long time. Yeah. The next lesson in this game was pawn trades. Not just attacking moves that attack pieces, but trading. Like trading the pawns faster, okay? Because your pawns are like spikes. They don't let the opponent's pieces come closer, but the second you move one of them, they can immediately get around.
Yep.
Okay? And last but not least, you always have to look for checks for the opponent. You have to, at all times, make a mental note. This knight can get to my king. Okay? That's how you're going to get consistently back over 1,000. These pieces can't do anything to me. Remember last game? There was a check on h6.
Right.
There was this check. You have to be able to see that check.
Yeah.
You just have to, even if it doesn't do anything, you just, all right, there's that check. I just have to, like, pay attention. In this game, you were, like, super beast, and you used your assets. You were like, all right, I have only pawns. And you pulled up, and your opponent hung 3 pawns in a row, which is like a record. And then you made a nice comeback. Do you feel good winning games where you were completely lost?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. You don't, like...
I don't think the quality of the game matters as long as I win.
Okay.
I think it's so much more awful to lose a game that you're completely winning in.
Okay.
So if you play with 90% accuracy the entire game and then you just hung mate in 1, I think that's more upsetting than winning something that you didn't deserve. Do you agree?
Yeah, happens to me all the time. Your next opponent's name, I only changed slightly so people wouldn't find, but their username was a series of letters that ended up being a bob.
Yeah, so you know this game's gonna be good.
Yeah, and you know you really know this game is gonna be good. So like
Immediately, move 1.
Tilted?
I'm shook.
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 How about move 2? How about move... When this happens, are you like getting actively mad?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about move 3? Yo, I have a suggestion.
Yeah.
When they do this...
how do I stop this?
Well, it's move 1. You can't stop move 1, but pull up with this move.
Okay.
Mad genius. Yo, all right. Now you know though. Now what do you do?
Wow, other one.
Yep.
A-pawn.
Yep. This is called the mutual crab. Because he played crab, you know? Okay. He's trying to eat you with the pincers.
Sure.
And then you just don't let them get away with it. You know, there used to be a guy, like way back in the day, who used to play these 2 moves every game. Black 2, H5, H4. Every game. Like and then the game would just begin.
Like a serious
Yes, like yeah, he was like 2700-2800 online. It was super annoying because if you lost to him, you'd feel mad stupid.
Of course.
All right, but your opponent did this. You should take here with the knight. You should not damage your pawns voluntarily.
Yep. See, I got the same situation where I have 2 pawns lined up behind each other,
yeah,
like in the last game.
That's fine. Develop your knight. Develop the other knight. Okay, fine. You can push. Fine, take his space. This game was crazy. So you played great. Everything got developed. I would castle a long way now. This move is also great because you're like, all right, if he castles, I'm just gonna destroy him. If somebody pulls up with pawns, but the base is under attack, you should take the base because then the other pawn will be really weak.
What do you mean by the base?
This is the base of the pawn.
Oh.
Whose base is here?
The D pawn.
Yes, that base is very well protected. This pawn sucks.
Okay.
And so if he takes, you immediately... And if he goes here, you start getting mad fancy. You're like, yo. Discovered attack. People can't play like this for a reason. Because, like, it's bad. They're going to lose. Now, your next move is, like, super genius. It's this move. I actually, like, straight up think it's a good move. I don't care what the computer says. Okay. He goes here attacking your knight. You go to the center. To the center. To the side, he can take the pawn in the center. All right, it's a stupid opening, so there's going to be a lot of mistakes. You took. He attacks your knight. You got to defend your knight. You defended. He went here. So, first thing I see about this move, can you take?
No.
Why?
Because the knight will take my rook.
Okay. So... Ooh.
Take the knight first.
Take the knight first. Now, simple calculation. Take knight. He take. What do you do?
Take bishop.
Take bishop. Does that mean that this works? Not quite, because he can actually take this first. But yes, exactly. You go, I can't take that. But at this level, if you had taken this, he takes this automatically. But this is the stuff that you got to think about. Okay, you went here. Fine. He goes here. That used to guard that, right? You mad clutch. You took it. Mad nice. He goes here. Your knight can come in backwards and take. That's what you did. Now you're winning, right? You're winning. You're up a bishop. So take the bishop. Take the pawn. Right? What did you do here? You took the bishop. Excellent. He didn't even take. He didn't even take the bishop. What is he doing? So now you can take a free pawn. You can also take that free pawn. Join your bishop. Get really close. You can come here. What did you do? Okay, you did this. He went here. Now at this point, you're up how much?
+7.
+7. He develops the knight. Do you have anything you can take for free?
I can still take G2 for free.
Yeah, G2 is free, by the way. It is free. If you don't like that move, maybe we make an improving move. I don't know how to improve here. Like maybe we bring the queen and then bring a rook. Okay. You took the free pawn, which is great. He goes here. Is there a threat to this move?
Yes, I can't.
Yeah, isn't it?
Well, I'm pinned.
Yeah, you're pinned, but is there a threat?
No.
No.
Not immediately. Okay.
So here I implore you to use, that system that was like, if I get a few moves in a row, how do I win this game? Who will you need to checkmate this king?
Probably my queen.
Facts. Where would you need the queen?
On, yeah, on 2. Anywhere on 2. By my rook, by my bishop.
Yeah, so how can we get the queen in the vicinity of the king in a few moves? Not in one move. Like, we'd love to go here, but then...
I lose my queen.
Okay.
It's also pretty well protected.
These are your options.
Yeah.
We know that's wrong. Can you go here?
No.
Okay. Can you go here?
No.
Okay. Should you go there?
No, you should not.
Okay.
So there's one square I can go to. I can go to d6.
Yeah, this would work if you could get that way.
Right.
But it doesn't work. Okay, so
should I sack my knight to open up the king?
That's actually completely genius. If you use these two pieces, yeah, you can go like here. And then if he takes, you bring the bishop, and
right?
it's literally checkmate.
Where?
It's mate already. He has to take, and then you take. You mated the king. The king has no legal moves. So that's how it feels to be a genius chess player. You're like, yo, hold on, I can activate my queen without even that. But yeah, look, and then you go here, and the game is just over. He just loses.
Sure.
So what I don't like is he went here. You did not ask what he's trying to do. Then you went here. You were like, I'm forking him, but you completely missed this move. Now you're lucky because you're already up 8. So even though he takes your queen, we have to now recapture the right way.
With my rook.
Yes, because you activate your rook. But I remember I asked you about this, and you were like, but I thought I was losing my pawn.
Yes.
Yes, but as you get stronger, you've got to ask yourself, like, is this pawn really...
that important?
Like, my options are bring the rook in the game, but lose my outermost pawn, or king in the center. You allergic?
To that move.
Yes, you're allergic to that move. The dog just woke up. He was like, what the... So, yes, here I was like, no, you're letting your opponent back in the game.
Right.
You had to take with the rook. He went here. Now we have to hide correctly. And it's the second mistake that just absolutely cooked us. If you had gone here, you know, you deserve this win. And then you get your rooks, your bishop, your queen, and so on. You come here, you bring this, but then you let him get away with it. And he, by the way, he could have taken the knight.
He tried to get fancy.
Yeah, but here we were really
hanging.
We really
pieces, I know.
We're really tilting, and he just like, yeah, I mean, pawn takes or queen takes, and king here, and then he took the. And when I was looking at this game, I was like, yo, this is not deserved. He did not deserve to beat you. He did not deserve this. You played so well. You deserve this win.
Very sad. But did I deserve the previous 2 wins?
Yeah, the first game you fought a lot. The second game was... the fact that you managed to win this position is incredible.
Thank you.
Because your opponent literally just had to like... I mean, it's kind of scary to have an avalanche of 3 pawns coming down like this. Okay? But I will say, in episode 3, we're gonna look at all your recent dubs.
All my bursts of genius.
You have come a long way. I'm very proud. I'm very proud of how far you've come.
Thank you. This was like 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago. The games are.
Yeah, we better check out exactly when that was. This game was maybe like a week ago.
Chess makes me sad.
only when you lose, though.
Yes, only when I lose.
Yeah, but how does this?
I would rather play 10 of these types of games against Chris and win all of it, than play 10 perfect games and lose.
And lose at the end?
Yeah.
Well, obviously. But yeah, but see, a lot of people are going to watch this and they're going to be like, oh, I know exactly how she feels. Wait, let's not unplug the microphone.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I was like, see, you only get happy playing chess when you win.
Obviously.
But you're like a 700, 800 level player. So you are going to lose.
Who plays chess because they enjoy losing?
I think people play chess because they just like enjoy the process. You don't enjoy the process?
What is the process? Is it just
it's a good question.
Regurgitating your opening?
It's like playing a good opening, finding tactics, making less mistakes than your opponent. I feel like playing chess is like weight loss. Like, every day I get on the scale for the last 3 weeks, I'm the same weight.
Mm-hmm.
It's like super demoralizing. But you claim my stomach fat has gotten a little smaller.
Right. Just like how you claim my chess is getting better.
Okay, so are we lying to each other, or are we like are we actually making progress? But sometimes you don't see it on like a small level. It takes 6 months to realize.
I don't know. That's too deep. I just
That's too
want to
deep?
win more games.
You just want to win more games?
Yeah. How do I win more?
You've been winning recently.
Yeah, that's true.
What has gone into your winning streak, which we'll look at in the next video?
Mm-hmm.
What has fueled it? Like, do you feel yourself being smarter?
No, I think I just have to not watch TV while I'm playing chess. Not play before I'm going to bed. 'Cause then I'm really tired. I can't see anything. I think just cutting out distractions. I'm not a casual player like you. I can't.
You're a hardcore player.
That's not what I meant.
A hardcore chess fan.
I'm a serious chess fan.
You watch live events. You
No,
contribute to chess ecosystem.
Exactly. I mean, I can't just sit on the couch and just play a bullet game like you do. I aspire to play like you. Because I think, you know how you're always scrolling on your phone while you're watching TV or something, and you just want an activity that you're doing. Chess is not that for me, unfortunately.
I mean, you and I have very similar playing styles.
Well, you taught me everything I know.
It's true.
Are you surprised?
We are always cooking and then we throw.
Yeah.
That's not true.
We win sometimes.
Yeah, we do. All right.
Well,
any final thoughts for episode 2 of
Final thoughts. Everybody makes mistakes.
Facts?
Everybody has those days.
Facts?
That's it.
That's it? All right. I hope people enjoyed. Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and check out Lucy's Instagram page.
Lucy makes food.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.